Target viewer dark documentary fans, theology nerds, horror enthusiasts, and the biblically accurate trend followers. Main promise value a deep dive exploration into the disturbing and awe-inspiring reality of celestial beings. This script serves as a visual and narrative correction to the modern sanitized version of angels, proving that the biblical truth is far more intense than any Hollywood movie. Emotional hook. Close your eyes and picture an angel. You probably see a beautiful, serene human with white wings and a halo. Now open them and prepare to be terrified. In the ancient texts, angels aren't here to comfort you. They are cosmic entities so alien, so overwhelming, that their mere presence can shatter a human mind. Key beats to cover the sanitization of the divine, how we lost the fear in God-fearing. The Malakh, the messengers who hide their dread behind a human mask. The Seraphim, the burning ones of Isaiah's nightmare vision. The Cherubim, the multi-faced, multi-eyed chimeric throne-bearers. The Ophanim, the intersecting wheels of fire and unblinking eyes. The living creatures, the biological anomalies of Revelation. Abaddon, the king of the abyss and the commander of the locust army. The war in the heavens, why these beings need to be terrifying for the coming conflict. The great sanitization. We have been lied to, for centuries. Western art has performed a sort of cosmetic surgery on the divine. From the Renaissance painters to the Hallmark cards of today, we have reduced the most powerful entities in the universe to soft-featured humans with feathered wings. We've turned them into pets, into guardians that look like us, only prettier. But the ancient prophets knew a different truth. To them, an encounter with the unseen realm wasn't a peaceful moment of prayer. It was a confrontation with the alien. It was an event so traumatizing that the first words out of an angel's mouth, almost every single time, were a command. Do not be afraid. They didn't say it to be polite. They said it because the human standing before them was usually in a state of total, paralyzing shock. Today, we are stripping away the white robes and the harps. We are looking into the abyss of the celestial hierarchy to see the 7 most terrifying angels described in the Bible. The mask of the Malakh. We start with the Malakh. In Hebrew, this simply means messenger. These are the beings most people think of when they imagine an angel, because they often appear in a form we can comprehend. A human man. But don't let the shape fool you. When 2 Malakh entered the city of Sodom, the sheer otherness of their presence caused a literal riot. When a Malakh appeared at the tomb of Christ, the Roman guards, battle-hardened soldiers, didn't just get scared. The text says they became like dead men. They were catatonic with terror. The Malakh are essentially the men in black of the heavenly realm. They wear a human skin to interact with us, but underneath that mask is a radiance and a power that gravity itself seems to bow to. They are the shock troops of the divine, appearing out of nowhere and disappearing just as fast, leaving behind a wake of dread that lingers for a lifetime. 2. The burning ones. The Seraphim. If the Malakh are the messengers, the Seraphim are the fire. Described in the book of Isaiah, these beings dwell in the direct presence of the Creator. Their name, Seraph, literally translates to the burning one. They have 6 wings, 2 cover their faces, because even a seraph cannot look directly at the raw glory of God and survive. 2 cover their feet, a sign of humility. And with 2 they fly. But it's not the wings that are terrifying, it's their nature. They are entities of pure incandescent heat and light. Imagine a being that doesn't just hold fire, but is fire. When Isaiah saw them, he didn't feel blessed. He screamed, "Woe is me, for I am undone." He felt his very atoms being ripped apart by their holiness. One seraph flew to him with a glowing coal taken from the altar with tongs, not because the coal was too hot for the angel, but because the angel was too holy for the coal. They are the ultimate cleansers. They don't just speak the truth, they burn away everything that is false. 3. The chimeras. The cherubim. Forget the Cupid imagery. The cherubim of the Bible are the heavy-duty guardians of the throne, and they are nothing short of monstrous. The prophet Ezekiel describes them as having 4 faces: the face of a man, the face of a lion, the face of an ox, and the face of an eagle. They have 4 wings, and under those wings they have human hands. Their legs are straight, but their feet end in the hooves of a calf, glowing like burnished bronze. But here is the detail that truly haunts. Their entire bodies, their backs, their hands, their wings, are covered in eyes. They are the ultimate surveillance system of the cosmos. They don't need to turn their heads to see you. They are already looking at you from every possible angle. When they move like lightning. They are the living chariot of the divine, a multi-faced, multi-eyed chimera that stands between our world and the throne of the infinite. I4. The cosmic gears, the Ophanim. Perhaps the most eldritch of all biblical descriptions is that of the Ophanim, the wheels. These beings don't have faces, they don't have bodies. Ezekiel describes them as wheels within wheels, intersecting at right angles. They are made of a crystalline, gleaming material called beryl, and their rims are so high they are dreadful. And like the cherubim, these massive, spinning, golden wheels are covered in unblinking eyes. The Ophanim represent a level of reality that is purely mathematical and spiritual. They move wherever the spirit moves, hovering in the air, glowing with a bioluminescent fire. To look at an Ophanim is to look at the machinery of the universe. It is a biological machine, a sentient gear in the clockwork of heaven, watching everything you do with 1,000 golden eyes. V. The Watchers of Revelation, the living creatures. In the final book of the Bible, the Apostle John sees a vision that echoes Ezekiel's, but with even more unsettling details. He describes 4 living creatures that surround the throne. These beings are full of eyes before and behind. They never sleep. They never stop. Day and night they chant a singular frequency, "Holy, holy, holy." The sound of their voices is said to be like the roar of many waters, a deafening, vibrational force that shakes the foundations of the unseen realm. They are the apex of all biological life. The lion, the ox, the man, and the eagle, fused into a singular, eternal state of worship. They are not pretty. They are raw, visceral, and terrifyingly focused. They represent a level of devotion that would consume a human soul in seconds. 6. The king of the abyss. Abaddon, not all angels stay in the light of the throne. Some are assigned to the darkest corners of existence. In Revelation 9, the 5th angel blows his trumpet, and the shaft of the bottomless pit is opened. Emerging from the smoke is a king, Abaddon, or Apollyon. His name means the destroyer. He is the angel of the abyss. He doesn't bring messages of hope. He commands an army of locusts that are described as armored horses with human faces, lion's teeth and scorpion tails. Abaddon is the personification of the dark side of the celestial order. He is an angel whose holy purpose is destruction. He is the reminder that in the unseen realm, good does not always mean gentle. He is the warden of a prison we can barely imagine, and when he is released, he does exactly what his name suggests. He destroys. 7th. The Cosmic General, Michael. Finally, we come to Michael. We often see him in paintings as a handsome soldier in Roman armor. But look closer at the scripture. Michael is called the Archangel, the chief of princes. He is the one who fought the dragon and hurled him out of heaven. When Michael speaks, he doesn't just use words. He invokes the authority of the Creator to silence the most powerful fallen entities in existence. Michael is the commander of a host, a term that in the original Hebrew refers to a massive, organized military force. He is not a bodyguard, he is a general. If you saw Michael in his true form, you wouldn't see a man with a sword. You would see a being of such immense power and authority that mountains would melt at his presence. He is the personification of war in heaven, a cosmic warrior who has spent eons holding back the forces of chaos. The takeaway: why the terror matters. Why does the Bible describe these beings this way? Why not the beautiful winged humans we see in art? Because the truth is far more important than the comfort. These descriptions are meant to tell us that the unseen realm is not a human realm. It is vast, it is alien, and it is governed by laws of holiness that we can barely comprehend. When we sanitize angels, we lose the scale of the Creator they serve. If the servants are this terrifying, if the messengers are burning wheels covered in eyes, then how much more awesome and overwhelming must the one they serve be? The next time you see a statue of a gentle angel, remember the Seraphim's fire. Remember the Ophanim's eyes, and remember that the veil between our world and theirs is much thinner than you think. The unseen realm is watching, and it is far more beautiful and far more terrifying than you ever imagined. Notes for packaging keywords and imagery. For Agent 6. Keywords: biblically accurate, cosmic horror, Ezekiel's vision, eldritch, ancient manuscripts, hidden knowledge, divine terror, throne of God. Key visual elements: wet eyes, burning brass, intersecting rings, multi-faced chimeras, massive scale, dark nebula backgrounds. Emotional tone: the unsettling reveal. The tone should feel like someone is finally telling the viewer the truth after they've been lied to. It's a mix of a historical documentary and a high-end horror trailer. Awe versus fear. Use the tension between holy and horrific. The goal is to make the viewer feel small in the face of the infinite.